just a pine board that measures 12 by 36. This is what it's going to end up looking like. This is me. We have, obviously, this is the pine board, so we have knots in it. So I sprayed it with shellac on those knotty bits. And I actually did it twice, but you'll just see me doing it here once on all the parts because those are known bleeders that will bleed through later if we don't treat them. So I sprayed them, let it dry, came back, sprayed it again, and dried it again before I painted. So wanted you to know about that prep. Very important. Painted board, top and sides with Daydream Apothecary's Ground Control, which is an off-white, creamy white, farmhouse white, whatever you want to call it. Just a beautiful country white. Are the papers we're going to work with today. Okay, I'm going to tear these. So we have Decor not straight edges here to work with. It's easier to blend when they're not straight. So, which if that had fit all the way to the top and bottom, we wouldn't have to worry about it. Actually, we might be able to leave that top, but these sides are the main thing. I really wanted to not be straight. I don't want to take much off. The blending of these is going to be the booger. Okay. I guess we'll leave the top edges. We'll just use that for our, to help us decide to just put them all at the top. That'll be fine, right? Okay. And I haven't even decided what papers are going next to what papers yet, so I'm gonna get them all apart from each other and then we'll figure it out. Wetting the front and the back to make sure it's saturated to make it easier to tear. actually. That worked out pretty good, just sweating it from the back. I think all the ink is on the front, so it's just harder to saturate from the front. So now we know that. Okay, let's get this down this side. Okay, well, I was wrong. The top, we can't leave alone on this one because it is not straight because it was actually a bottom. So it's not going to be a square top, but that's fine. We'll make it work. Okay. If possible, I would like to keep this on an end because I like that tree so much. So we'll see. Let's start trying to figure this out. If I can, I would leave that one there. And I should have thought about that before if I had a good, yeah, nothing else on here really makes, I don't see anything else that really would have made me want to keep it that way. So we could water method these out and put them around, but then we're not going to have as much. We'd have to find something else to fill in here. So I think I'm going to keep the trees in between. I don't know. I kind of like that now that I put it there. I may just do it that way. Wasn't gonna, but I think I am. We might, I've got some trees laid out here because I was going to do a different kind of project and it's probably not going to happen. So I've got some from the tree mold here. We might add a few more trees in there. Fill it out a little more. We could, we can, we might not. Excuse me. Sorry, I should probably turn that TV down, huh? Anybody else addicted to the challenge on MTV from years and years ago? Just found it on Paramount Plus like a month ago, and now it's like my background chatter. I should be listening to things that are more educational, but sometimes I just need fluff. Okay. These might be good to have on our seams too. And maybe not. I don't know. Ooh, I wonder, I'll have to look, see if our little trucks would be cute on here. Oh, that's not where they are. So I don't know if these would be proportionate to put on here or not. We might could put one of those out here somewhere. I mean, I have some already done up too. I don't know what color, some of them already have magnets on them, so wouldn't want to use that. Some of them don't. That one's probably too red to go on here. Well, maybe not. If we, it doesn't quite match it, but if we put it way over here, it would balance it out, right? It would be okay. You could put a little, I don't know if that, I'd have to cut some of it off to make it fit down in there. Don't know that I love that, but just spitballing for ideas here. So this one goes the other way. I wish this was live so you guys could help me out on what we think we should do here. So let's get it decoupaged on first of all, and then we'll see where we're at. But yeah, I should have shown you this in the beginning. Maybe I'll get it edited that way, that you know what we're doing here. But okay, let's start by, let's get this decoupaged on here. I'm going to use Decoupage Varnish and Glue from Menard. I'm going to do a little anchor starter strip down here, if you will. Okay, that strip grew bigger than I intended it to be, but we're gonna go with it. Oops, sorry. Working with a bigger piece like this, it's definitely a struggle for me to stay in camera. This is just a little squeegee, just squeezing out my excess product. And hopefully making it lay flat. I definitely got more product on there than I normally do. And I'm not pressing too hard because this is tissue paper, and we have introduced moisture in the form of the decoupage medium. So we want to be somewhat gentle. Alright, now I tried to do a straight line, but it feels like I failed. I'm going to go back in and meet up with it. We don't want any bald spots. Oops. Because because if it's dry, it's not going to stick. Is it time? Okay. Looks like I'm only going to get this one on, and I'm going to have to run it and get lunch for everybody. Well, actually, I guess it's only 3 of us today. Thankfully, I have some leftovers today. But I do not feel like cooking at all. And there is felt on this end that I really like to use that in because it's soft. But if you get glue on it, it's going to make it hard. So I like to tell people to put it in like a sandwich bag. And I have done it that way before. But I feel like I can't feel what I'm doing as well. So I end up getting aggravated with that. But if you can do it that way, that's great. Just do what works for you. I think everybody's got their own special way of doing it. You're just seeing the way that I currently do it. Now, 3 weeks from now, I might be doing it a different way. I got a little bubble there, so I feel like it must have dried on me before I got it. So I'm just pulling that back and tuck that up underneath there. Make sure I got product on there. Go ahead and finish it off this time. And as you can see, I am the queen of inconsistency. I will use the felt side for a while, and then I will go back to the flat side. I'm all over the place. But there again, I've got glue on my end. So now I'm going to try to get that off there, so hopefully it'll dry and come back and not be, you know, because once you get glue on there, you've kind of ruined it. Unless you can get it off and it'll dry fluffy again, but hopefully. paper towel. A clean one would be ideal, but one without a popsicle stick stuck to it. Let's find a clean part here. I know a lot of people use saran wrap. And this is going to be harder for me because I got some decoupage medium on the top. Normally I don't. But I like to take a paper towel and just kind of smooth out anything this way too. I guess I could have dried it, couldn't I? Let's dry it a little bit. Oh, yeah, I need to remind me, yeah. I gotta tell you, these papers are a collaboration with Daydream Apothecary, so hopefully I'll remember to tell you that in the beginning. Yeah, I'll have to do a special. It's fine. Okay, looks good. See you after lunch. All right, let's get back to it. We've got our first one on. Oh, that feels really, really good. I don't feel a wrinkle in there. Awesome. Okay, let's scooch down so you don't have to see my mess in the background. Okay, next paper is the house, which this is one of those that I just don't see. I don't see many houses in our, industry. So I wanted a house. So I designed a house. I love this house. Okay, if I overlap here, I like that. But how much is that gonna leave for room on that end? Actually, I could have left these together, couldn't I? Okay. I have a lot on the end there to fill in. With paint and whatnot. Not a lot, but okay, we're just gonna go with it. I could have scooted this one down, but it's got that finished tree there that I didn't want to have to try to paint a tree on because I'm not a fine detail artist. So, oh heck, I'm going to spread this out some. Just going to work with it. It'll be what it'll be, right? Okay, just go with it. Just do it. Do this thing. Okay, there's our starter, or anchor strip, if you will. And I know I've not said this in any of the other videos, but well, I don't think I have anyway. I don't even know. I have 2 sheets. I've designed 2 sheets for Daydream for this launch. And obviously we're using 3. Okay, let me try to think while I'm not good at multitasking. Multitasking for me is just screwing up 2 things at one time. So my 2 papers each have 6 designs each. So obviously you're seeing 3 sheets off this one paper right now. We've got a barn, we've got a farmhouse, and some evergreen trees. And there was another barn on here, I think. Actually, yeah. Just give you a sneak peek. So, because all these videos will be on the YouTube. If you want to see how I did them. With my spritzer. So I just made this one as like a little wall hanging on a piece of wood. It's got a little piece of twine back there you can hang it with. But that is that design. And I made a book out of the other two. So that is a snowman's, and it says, "Baby, it's cold outside there." That's a stencil, a raised stencil on top of there. And then the other paper was just a background paper. It's just kind of a mixed media look background with script on it. And then I added raised stenciling for the snowflakes and raised stenciling for Noel there, which is upside down. I think I did it upside down on the back of my book. Sure did. Sure did. That's yeah. That's trademark Tammy right there. But anyway, those are the other 3 papers that come on this sheet. So it just occurred to me to show you that. But yeah, I have videos for, or will have, hopefully, videos for all these papers. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this. I didn't get it underneath here because I wasn't planning on going over that far. So anyhoozle, just thought I would, while I was thinking about it, show you those projects that I have done from this sheet. I've got a window yet to do from the other paper. And I think I did one hanging piece yet. Let me see if it's, oh yeah, it's right there. So the other sheet I did is more funky colors, more bright and vibrant. And all I did extra to this one, I mean, this one the same way. I drilled holes, added the twine, and I just added snow paste into all these areas here and on the roof. And I used my little snow pen to add some extra little snow on the trees. Oh, and all over on those trees too. So hopefully you can see that. So that's just one. That gives you a pretty good taste of what the other paper looks like. They're very much a contrast. Like I said, these that we're working with here are more, you know, more neutral. And then the other paper is more bright and vibrant. I am definitely more this neutral. But it's fun to be fun and funky too, so I can go both ways. But for decor in my house, this is definitely me here. So, yeah, with the colorful ones, there is, can't remember what all. There's a cardinal, a deer, I think a little house, and something else that are all bright and funky like that. There's 4 of them that I'm going to put in a window. So that's my next project for today that I'm going to get, that I'm hoping to get done today. If I can quit putting out fires on the computer. And that might be my last one. I don't know. Oh, actually, there is one more too that I might put on a mirror. I might just pretend it's a window and put some bonding primer on it and go to town with it that way. I've got to see how it works out size-wise. Because I feel like my people got to be tired of seeing me doing books. I kind of get on a kick where I do books for a while and then I do them again for 6 months or 9 months, and it's kind of feast or famine with me, and I feel like we've been feasting on books lately, so. But they're so fun. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another strip. And you can, you know, I feel like the smaller sections I do, the less wrinkles I have. So, I mean, I used to do like half and half and just be done, but I feel like when I've done smaller sections, the less wrinkles I have. So, just in case you're wondering why I'm not doing more at one time, that is why. And again, like I say, you do you, whatever works for you. If you've got your own tried and true method, by all means, do it. Like I say, 3 weeks from now, I might have found a way that I like better than what I'm doing now, but for now, this is what's working for me. I don't know why I went Southern all of a sudden. And these papers, each one of these papers are 12 by 12. I don't think I mentioned that anywhere along the way yet. And I like to get the bulk of my product on below this crease here. Because if you get a bunch of that right up under where you just put it on, it's going to leave a line. And it's going to show. And it's not going to look real cute. So you want to try to avoid putting a big old glob of your decoupage medium right there where you take off again. And like I said, we want to be careful not to press too hard so we don't rip our paper. Or we got to find ways to disguise it if we do. Believe me, I'm sure I've had to do that before. Which with a wintry scene like this, you know, we could probably use some snow paste somewhere and get by with it. But I'm not too worried about anything down here because, in fact, we will be using snow paste, which I'm actually seeing a wrinkle or two down here. But again, I think snow paste will be our friend down here. I'm not going to stress over that. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, good. I was starting to panic that, oh, I never moved the camera for you to be able to see. Like I said, this board, I never told you either, which all this will be in the supply list, is 12 by 36. So it is 3 foot long. So it is definitely not easy for me to get, you know, a project this big in the camera. Not easy for me to remember to keep moving my camera to adapt to that, for sure. Okay, let's try to meet that up again. All right. Okay. And And just because I got nothing but time, because I'm talking to you guys, I can't listen to anything else. We'll just kind of go over what I did for prep. Hopefully I will be able to, I'll have time to talk through when I'm editing this video in the beginning that you saw where I hit the knot holes with shellac. Just want to be clear on that because those are a known bleeder with wood tannins, and they just, you know, I'm not sure where all the wood holes or where the knots were. You know, it's because it's kind of, this is pine, so it's got the knots in the wood. So I did use this bullseye shellac. Dries in minutes. Great for hobbies. Was that what I wanted to use? Great for sealing stains. Okay, yes. Good deal. Okay. Started to panic for a minute thinking maybe that wasn't what I wanted to use. But anyway, so that should help that not have bleed through. And I did, in case I don't remember to say this in the beginning, I did hit it twice. I let it dry. You know, I hit it, sprayed it the first time that I showed in the video, let it dry, and then I came back and hit it a second time just to hopefully be safe. Now, if it's under here, this darker stuff, you would never see it. But if it's under this light stuff and it was to bleed through, then it would show through. So just some added insurance. If you're using some pine or something with, you know, the wood holes in it, the knots in it, you want to treat those first. Otherwise, you're going to have some ugly spots coming through your pretty work, and you don't want that. All right, let's move on. Just again, making sure we don't have any bald spots, because if the paper doesn't have anything to stick to, then it's not going to stick, and you're going to have a bubble there. And that's not attractive. We don't want a bubble. If you got a bubble, then you probably have to come back in with a needle or cut a slit in it with a craft knife or something and work some decoupage medium back into it, underneath of it, and decoupage it back down. Not ideal, but it can be done. So just best if you get it on the first time. So if I had been thinking when I designed these, and I was not meaning for these to be a one piece all together when I designed them, but I should have made all these backgrounds the same color. But I was not planning this, so oh well. We're just going to have to work harder to make this come together. Okay. Do two more little sections. And if you got just something else that just popped into my head, if you've got like a knot hole that is, you know, deep or something, you might want to put some wood putty in it to keep it so that you have a nice level surface. None of mine were anything that I was worried about. I mean, a little secret from me to you, I'm not a real perfectionist, so perfectly imperfect is usually good enough for me. But, you know, if they were, you know, hopefully you saw this in the beginning and saw mine weren't anything to worry about. But if yours are, you could use some wood putty in there. And I don't know if I've said this already. If you've seen my other videos, you're going to be so tired of hearing me say all these same things in all these videos. But I will say that my papers kind of have this mixed media look to them. So they are kind of, even if you do have some wrinkles in there, it's going to be harder to see. If that makes sense. You might feel them, but it's going to be harder to see unless you're really, really looking for them. Like putting them in every, you know, twisting and turning them in the light to look. So, like I said, I feel like my designs can really hide wrinkles if you have any. I mean, my goal is to not have any wrinkles, but just saying, if you got some, they're going to be hard to see because of the design. And that honestly was not even intentional. It's just something I have found. And something else I didn't really intend upon, but has been a nice bonus. One of my friends said that she's like, and it's not true of all of them necessarily, but again, with the mixed media background, it does kind of make them a little easier to blend. If you've got to blend them out on the sides. So there's already, you know, several colors going on usually, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier to blend. I wouldn't say these are the best example of that, but some of my other ones definitely have a lot of colors going on, so it just really makes it easy to pick several colors and start blending, which is about to where we're getting to go to, which always makes me nervous, starting to try to blend the sky in here to make these all look like it's all one scene now. This I may want to, may take me quite a while to get somewhat happy with this once I start trying to blend it all. I may edit some out just because it's going to be so boring. Okay. Okay, let's dry it. And then we're going to sand. I think we've just got a little around the edges to sand off. Okay. I will say I don't really feel any wrinkles now, except for I can see and feel this one here and that one. Other than that, I don't feel any. So putting that heat on there took the rest of them out. We're just going to sand it first. And I need to seal it. You want to sand away from your project. Like this piece here would be dry enough probably, but I don't think I ever, even if it's dry, would be sanding up towards it because you're just probably going to rip it. But you will definitely rip it if it's wet. And you can even rip it going down and away from it when it's really wet. So you definitely want to sand that before, or dry it before you sand it. Hit it with your heat gun or let it dry naturally. Okay. Just getting any of our dust off of there. Okay, and I just kind of like to seal it so that we kind of have, you know, it's kind of a slip coat, if you will, so that if I screw something up in this next step, it's easy to clean up. You know, because we're going to be doing a lot of blending. And if we mess something up, it will be easy to wipe it off if we've got some sealer on there. I mean, hopefully we don't mess anything up, but you know, I am who I am, so trying to find a brush that will make me happy here. Okay. I just want a fairly decent sized brush because we're just going to cover the whole thing. And I am going to try to get by with what's left in my dream coat here. I'm going to hit this with the dryer again real quick. Just because I had used a cleaning wipe with some dampness to it. It's the only reason I thought I would hit it again to dry it. Okay, I am just gonna seal this real quick. Don't mind me if I have some chunks in here. Like I said, I'm at the bottom of the barrel with my dream coat, so there's definitely some chunks. And this is a low luster top coat that you can, you know, if you keep working it just a little bit, I mean, it's pretty much almost a flat. And if anybody from Daydream is on and disagrees with that, or if I'm wrong, please correct me. I still consider myself fairly new to Daydream, so I'm still learning all the things. Okay. Let me kind of eyeball around here in a second, make sure there's no spots I missed. It's so hard to tell. You know, when you're putting a clear coat on something. See plenty of thick spots there. Just getting it in the light. And of course, reintroducing moisture on top makes it wrinkle again. Okay, I'm gonna hit this barn again. I don't know if I just got it thin there or didn't get it on there at all very well. But chances are I won't be putting much else on that barn, so I want to make sure. Okay, gotta dry it again. I don't want to get too close with my heat gun because I have had the paper lift before, like bubble. And I don't like that. So I'm trying to stay far enough away that that does not happen. Okay, I think we're dry. So I was thinking of white to average it all out, but I'm thinking a really pale blue now, so that's what I get for thinking. Now I really shouldn't work on this right above my project, should I? see what we get here. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough. Just chasing it all over, aren't I? Okay, now that I've made a total mess, okay, I don't want to waste it, but okay, I'm going to wipe off and then I'm going to come in and start trying to make these backgrounds match, or, you know, somewhat come together. And I don't do this all the time. I am not the queen of this. So bear with me as I figure this out with you. Sorry for the racket that's making. Oh, what happened there? Nothing, because we put a sealer on there so it wipes off. We good. So I'm just keeping that light. I'm going heavier around the edges, maybe heavier in the seam. I hate to go too heavy because then that's going to be super obvious that that's where the seam is, but I don't know. I say things and then I change my mind. So, and this may be what our whole outer thing looks like, might be this pounciness that I'm doing here. Which I really need to wait and do that last, but sometimes I can't control my hands. Okay, I gotta stop there. Okay, let's go back to cleaning this out a little bit. And let's put some of this in here too and see what happens. I gotta decide if I want to bring any green into this or let this, I don't know. Got all these colors out just in case I need them, and we may not even need them. I just don't know yet. I don't want to get into my trees because I don't want to have to repaint those because I'm not Llewellyn, which is one of the owners of Daydream Apothecary, who paints the most stunning trees. I mean, I could Bob Ross a few, but they would not be nothing like Bob's nor Llewellyn's. So it's best if I just go around them and leave it to the professionals. It wouldn't have hurt me to get a smaller one of these out, a smaller dabbing brush. But I think I did okay. as far as not getting too into the trees. Okay. So this just almost looks like white on here, but it's really just the palest of an icy blue is what I would call it. And I just offloaded that onto a paper towel. You probably couldn't see what I did because it was way over there. So you really don't want too much on your brush. I have too much on there, actually. So I'm just trying to pounce lightly to not be so clunky with it. I'm going to continue this on around everything for now, and then see what we've got, see how it's looking. Tell me I didn't get all these colors out and then don't need them. Sorry, this is rattling. I hate to put this on top of my project, but we will have to get some brown in here. I might have to get some of that saddle up in here to try to make these join up somehow. Or I may have to put one of my tree molds in here to join that up. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and put this through here. Shoot, didn't know I dropped that there either. Okay. Again, like I said, we luckily we had sealed it, so wiped right off. Otherwise, that would be stuck on the paper, and we'd be trying to wipe it off, and it would rub right down through our paper. Ask me how I know. I was regretting doing this one because, or dreading doing this one just because it takes so long. But then I get into it and it's like, oh, it's fun. But it does take a while. They definitely do take a while. Kind of looks like a tornado at this point. I gotta get this worked on. Ooh, I got it kind of heavy there, didn't I? And we might put a snowflake there. We might have a stencil there. I'm really not sure yet. We could come back in with some brown on our chippy brush and make some more of a mixed media look in the background too. I wish you were here to tell me what you think I should do. Probably should have done this in my private group, then they could have helped me. Oh well, I didn't think about it. I honestly just wanted to kind of breeze through this, but there is no breezing through a project like this, honestly. There's a lot to it. I did even go into the tree on this one a little bit. It just didn't look right with me stopping around it for some reason. Okay. Okay, what else are we gonna do? Because I really don't like any of this here. I'm gonna have to do it a little heavier around it. Just because I shouldn't have went that heavy on it earlier. We're gonna lose some of that, some of the details that were there, but I think that's better than it looking like it does now. But you can always learn from my mistakes. Like for one, if you end up doing this one, which paper was it? Those two don't have to be cut between. And there is another barn too. I don't remember how it was in the lineup. It was that brown one, but it's also got snowflakes in the background, so that didn't really make sense. So yeah, maybe it was okay though. I don't know. You'll have to see the whole sheet together. Like I said, I don't remember how they were actually, I don't have the full-size sheet to show you right now. It's coming. I just had one sheet of each to work with to make the project with. So yeah, I don't have the master sheet, or have an intact sheet to remember how where they fit together or anything. Okay, that looks so snowy and pretty. Now I feel like I need some more over here. And it is a shame, but I don't think I will get the other colors out. I mean, I could, I don't know. If you were here, I could ask you. But if we keep lightening this, it'll all, I mean, the other thing I could do is bring in some of those other colors, which is gonna take a lot longer. I would get out a bigger brush for sure. And now I'm hurrying, I'm starting to mess things up. My hand has gone numb. Okay. But yeah, we have all these other colors, but I think I'm gonna quit there. Gonna keep it simple. Okay. Let me see if I have a stencil that'll work here. Okay, so now when I designed these papers, I designed them for winter, but I don't have a good winter stencil. Like I said, I just ordered some today, but for now, this is what I got. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. I really hate to put that on here. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can't find something else. I have Happy Holidays, but which my stencil is janky. Which I just ordered some new stencils today. I might have just told you that. That are all winter themed. Happy Holidays. That's just so generic. I want to say Merry Christmas. I'm not afraid to say Merry Christmas. So yeah, I don't love that one. This one I love, but it's way too big, but we're gonna try to make it work. So I think we're gonna do Walking in a Winter. We're gonna try to do that up above here. And we're gonna have to get, we're not gonna be able to put all of this on here. And then we're gonna put Wonderland down below. But we won't be able to put all the pretty scrolly stuff on there. Oh, we could, but no. No, we can't do it all. So we'll do that now, and then we'll see what else we need to do. So having said that, I guess I'm gonna use, and you can do regular stenciling with paint if you want. I just happen to be hooked on, yeah, raised stenciling. I'm gonna use Stone Effect. Stone Effect, what is wrong with my voice today? Stone Effect paste. I believe this is anthracite. Yes, so it's a real dark gray. If yours ever starts to get real thick, just add a little bit of water. Okay, let's figure out where this is gonna go. So anything we need to hide up here. Let's see, we could probably put it over this way, not get in that tree. Anything in this direction is good. I think we'll go for here-ish. Okay, let's go for that. Walking in a Winter. Like I said, I designed these for winter, so we can leave these out through Valentine's Day or longer if you don't put up Valentine's Day. That's my thinking anyway. Oh, shoot, that's a little snowflake. We'll go ahead and use that. Any other little snowflakes close by? Oh, shoot. How long has this been where you guys can't see? Hopefully not very. I'm so sorry. Okay. We'll just go to there. Actually, I'm not going to tape it down any more than just those areas because I don't want to pull up anything we've worked on. I don't know that it would, but I don't know that it wouldn't. This is for some added insurance. I'm going to put that there. And across there. so that I don't get into it. Okay, back to it. And I don't mind overlapping into some of our, like the house and stuff. I kind of like that actually. I'm not, you know, I'm into perfectly imperfect. Shoot, I went right up under that. That one is not going to be great. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Just go ahead and do that snowflake there too. Okay, we're narrowing in on it. Looks like I covered up part of that. Or, no, that is where I wanted to stop, you idiot. My own worst enemy. Okay. Hopefully I can clean that up. Oh, cool. Missed that part. Wonderland. Okay. Any snowflakes I need to hit? Nope, I think they're all covering up something. Okay, let's see if I can fix anything. Oh, that's pretty. I think that all turned out okay, actually. I'm not going to mess with anything for fear of making it worse. Sometimes messing with it just makes it worse. So, okay, I love it. Okay, we could legit quit right here and I would be happy. I think we'll just add some snow paste, honestly. Let's dry it. Right, let's do this snow paste. Same thing with the snow paste. If it gets thick, add some water. Mine is good. Okay, I've got to turn on the air. That might be flashing. So I think I'm just going to use this kind of as a bottom border. Oh, that feels heavenly. think we're just gonna add some more snowflakes and call it good. I'm pretty okay with it. Like I said, we could have added some more things, but I think I think we've done enough. Let's not complicate it anymore. Okay. Put that one there. And when using stencils, I like the white ones, which is the 10 mil, as opposed to the blue ones that are a 7 mil. The white is just thicker, takes my abuse better. Yeah. Much better for all the things I said, and raised stenciling too. Okay. Get a couple more in here. I don't want to go crazy. I think 2 will be plenty here. Maybe 3. Things are usually better in odds, but I don't want to overdo it. Let's do one I haven't done. Slide this one in here. Okay, I'm gonna quit there, and then I can go clean up my stencil. So, obviously that's all gotta dry now. You could seal it again if you want to, but you don't have to. You can even hit it with a spray sealer if you wanted to, but again, you don't have to. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. And this one is so stinking hard. These are so hard for me to photograph, being 3 foot long. So I may have to do more of a, I might do photos and video, but I'm pretty happy with that. I like that a lot. So I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed it. And next I'm gonna have to, well, I've got one more window project to do with the 4 of the Funky Vibes photo designs. And then I'm gonna have to edit all these videos. So that's gonna take a while. So see you next time. Bye.